Chim chums, it's Warryan of DAGames doing a quick vlog just to update you on my life and what the hell is going on with this place, because I don't really get to speak to you guys, and I know you got a lot of things to speak about, so here we go. So as it says in the title, we do have a subject to discuss, which is about the FNAF song requests. And we receive a lot of these in our comment sections, and I know you guys aren't seeing songs for the special requests because, well, when it comes to, like, Five Nights at Freddy's, I feel as though we've already done our justice with this system. We've made all these songs, I think we've made about 7 of them, and there's only 5 games. We have made 8 songs out of this, and we appreciate every bit of support that we've been given for them, but as a part of musical integrity, you've got to think, when something's been dug into the dirt so much, you kind of have to move on. And with us, we prefer to write music that's very close to our heart, and whilst we've done Five Nights at Freddy's, we're ready to explore different horizons. So when it comes to things like the new stuff like Layers of Fear, the expected Honeycomb Studios song, Gears of War, Division song, all these things that came out and what are due to come out are basically us branching out and trying to find out new ways to make all these interesting songs. Because interestingly enough, we never change our formula with our songs. It's the same stuff. It never really relies on the game itself. Just because it's FNAF doesn't mean it's a different song entirely. In fact, more the better. The thing is, I've got all these song titles, all these different lyrical things, and they all stem back from the very beginning, which is where I started off making music. I've never changed the formula ever, and I don't hope to change that in the future at all, because it's always been classed as a safe haven. I've always been happy making music this close to my heart, and yes, the FNAF songs were a part of my heart. They really were. I really liked making those songs. They were great, but I've run out of ideas, and I just don't know what else there is to cover for the game anymore. It's all done. It's like Scott's getting some new books out, and there's obviously a new movie coming out, and to be quite honest, I mean, the lore's kind of explained in the video games, and what more can you do with a song just by singing the lyrics, oh, look left, right, monster's coming? There's only so much I can do when, you know, it's such a limiting process to think about. Oh, you could talk about one of the characters having a really bad backstory, but it's just a game. Unless the game heavily emphasizes the subject, then I wouldn't ever really touch it. So, of course, I finished with the songs, and we hope that maybe a lot of you have branched out and looked at our newer songs, all these new things that are coming out. Never be jaded by the game itself, but maybe the premise of what the genre is, maybe what upbeat and righteousness it is, and what essentially comes out of it, because the game gives me inspiration to make music for that particular title, but it does not mean that it becomes the emphasis of the game. If it's a Layers of Fear song, there could have been about 3 ways you could go about it. There could be a very eerie, crazy tone. It could have been one of those things on the crank up music box, or it could have been a metal song. And metal really truly came to my heart, and I was heavily inspired by some of the biggest musicians out there to do this. So I chose that, and I went with it, and so far, a lot of you are really enjoying it, and from what I've been previewing of these new songs, especially the original song that we've got, which is Press Start to Begin, the anthem, I mean, a lot of you are getting excited for that as well. So here's hoping that in the future that the transition makes sense, and I'm really sorry that I won't be doing any more FNAF songs, and I know a lot of you came to subscribe for FNAF, and all along, we were always a very diverse channel. And that always brings me to another point, the subscriber count. As much as we're like a big channel as we are right now, we do lose subs. And lately, we have been losing subs, and a lot of people have been bringing this up to me, and as much as I hate being told that I'm losing subscribers, I always keep it on the head that we are actually gaining more than losing, and what we're losing is a possibility of 3 things: fake accounts, dead accounts, or people who couldn't take a joke in the other videos, people who really like butthurt about the situation. So, of course, if you were butthurt by those, I do apologize. They were just supposed to be jokes, and if that's not for you, sorry, this is kind of what we do. We're jokers. Especially jokers. In fact, this whole website primarily focuses itself on Let's Plays alone. It shouldn't really be the songs that are doing this, but we're seeing heavy structure in the Let's Plays as well. They're doing fantastic lately, especially with the new edits that we're putting in. We're really trying to put our hard work and emphasis into this, whilst taking the integrity that we've got and pushing it further, because we never want to change for anybody. Which is sad, because the internet nowadays has got this facade where a lot of you think that, oh, they may be looking nice on camera, but they could be a pedophile. Which is sad because there's a lot of YouTubers out there who genuinely are not. I mean, probably about 85% of the YouTube population, which is something that was never a problem before until the real world started getting in it. And then kids were using tablets more and YouTube just became bigger, came into a wider and more dangerous audience, and in turn gave us dangerous YouTubers. So I can understand why, you know, people, when they start seeing all these big edits, they start saying, oh, it's just a facade. But ultimately, what we like to do is we've never changed, especially me, since the 16 years that I've been on the internet. I've always been this crazy. And if I have changed, it means I've grown up. Basically, I am now nearly 24 years old, and I don't really have time to be, like, not professional with my channel anymore because I really want to be as good for you guys as possible. Bear with me, guys, because my sentences aren't exactly great. I'm trying to make them great for you, so you at least understand where we're coming from. I want to be more human, which is one of the biggest words I could bring out in our channel is we're human. We're entertainers, and of course, when you entertain, you exacerbate. You sometimes make it more entertaining by being that. But it doesn't mean you fake. It just means you have a lot more to branch out. It's you. If you were fake, you wouldn't be the face that you've got. You wouldn't be the name that you have. And just because you're sad on the outside, you know, outside of YouTube, you might be sad, but everybody's sad. Everybody gets happy and sad and confused. That's why we all have emotions. So that's why we always try and exacerbate the happier side of ourselves on the channel, because you don't need to see our sad side. And we've gone through our fair share of shit on our side, so we can heavily relate. Another thing that you guys have been asking for is more community involvement, because I've been very busy these past few months. 2016 has been a hell of a ride, but we've been trying to get out there a lot, and we set up something on Twitter, which is ASKDAGames. This is exactly what we wanted to do. It's like a read your comments sort of thing. Read hate comments, read positive comments. We want to read all sorts of shit because we don't get time to look through all the comments in the sections. Hopefully we can get your questions, choose the best ones, make something out of it. And we want to make this a weekly basis where we regularly go on Twitter, use the hashtag AskDAGames and stuff like that. But the reason why I made this vlog is primarily because it's AskDAGames. And I wanted to reiterate the first subjects first so that those questions don't get brought up. Because I know that's one thing I'm going to expect. You know, thousands of inflicting songs just like, where's the Break My Mind remaster? Why are you not doing the Flumpty's Jam remaster? By the way, the reason why I'm not doing the Flumpty's Jam remaster is because that was too close to my heart. What I mean by that is a lot of you really didn't like the remasters that I did, despite them being in a professional recording studio engineer's ears. Is actually very professionally done and is better than the original. But I understand a lot of you like the nostalgia for the older one. And that's something I don't want to tarnish with Flumpty's Jam, so I won't be doing that. As for the album, I have already specified in the previews and in many live streams that we will be doing the first album in June and the second album a week after in the same month. What else is that I need to cover? There's quite a lot. So this is why I need to start involving myself more in vlogs, because there's a lot on my plate and there's a lot on my my head. Yes, that's one thing. My upload schedule. We have come to understand that when we stick to an upload schedule, we never really make it as happy as we should. We always feel a bit tied down, and we're very sensitive to tied down things. We really like to push for any time scale, anytime we want, because that's our freedom. We want to be as free as possible, and we know that a lot of you avid followers of us will come back, you know, when you sleep and wake up, you'll see it in your sub box. It's like, yeah, it's great. But another thing is, one thing that I want to make very clear about the viewer count that we've got on our Let's Plays, we don't mind. To be honest, we're really happy that we're building, and we're really happy that there are actually people who still watch us. Because it takes back to a time where I remember where I could make whatever the hell I wanted, and people would respect that. And lately, I started getting into this whole interim of, oh no, I have to make it because they'll unsubscribe. But the thing is, if they unsubscribe, they clearly don't know you as a YouTuber. They don't want to know you, that's fine. They've got many other YouTubers to go out there in the universe. We've got to stick to our guns because that's who we really are, and we know, much like you guys should know, that when you're a YouTuber yourself, people will like you for you if they continue to watch your stuff. And it turns out people do. And it's really fantastic, and it turns out that people are leaving. Whether that be fake accounts or dead accounts, or maybe they didn't take a joke too well in one of the videos, or they came for FNAF and now they're disappearing because they're not getting it. We are our channel, and we can't change that for anybody, and we don't want to be pushed to do something that we don't want to do. You know what I mean? We want to stay not to be disrespectful to the franchise, we want to stay as far away from FNAF as possible, because we realize at the end of the day, it's kind of a curse to us. We're like, it comes back and haunts us after so long, and then it's kind of dangerous now, considering now we say we're not doing them anymore. Imagine if we started uploading it, I'd never be able to please anybody. Like, half the audience would be like, nah, you said you weren't gonna do it, unsubscribe. And some of you would be like, oh yeah, you made one, now make more for eternity. And we really don't want to be forced to do that, you know what I mean? We want to do things that we want to do. And hopefully the subscribers who did come to us for FNAF, I hope you're understanding that we have songs out there, and really, trust me, nothing has changed about the song formula. All the songs sound exactly the same from after Undertale. So if you've heard I Will Not Be Moved, you're pretty much getting the same thing. The reason why we're moving over to metal is because that was my original and my most favored genre from when I made music. And making pop music after so long, it's not only frustrating, but it also hurts my brain. Like, I commend the people who can do pop songs. Those are fantastic people, but I've just gone into this interim where the same pop song sounds exactly the same now, but I feel as though I have a bit more freedom with metal. You can make pop sound individual, but I'm not the kind of person who can do that. I am terrible at that sort of thing. So hopefully any of you who are watching this, please don't say that I'm hating you. I'm done with that shit, because you remember I was going through that shitstorm back in January. I'm done with that now. I've taken a lot in my mind. I've met a lot of good friends along the process. Insomnia was fantastic. I managed to meet some amazing people there, and I've learned a lot, especially this month out of all. I've come to learn that this is my channel. I will do whatever I want with my channel, and the people who come to follow me and appreciate the work, it makes all the wonder. Even if I don't get money out of this, because I'm never in this for the money. The fact that I have money and the fact that I can survive off of this is a godsend, because it keeps a roof over my head, and it keeps me with food in my belly, and I get the bathing opportunities, well, except for today, you know. Sometimes I'm allowed to have lazy days. The idea that I can live is fantastic, but, you know, I could always get a job if I didn't have money. You know, it's not the end of the world if I don't. I did this because you want fun, and I want to provide fun. That was my dream. I always wanted to make somebody happy. And if I can make somebody happy in the outside world, oh, that's my dream. I am already done. My dream is complete. And the thing is, a lot of people also think that our lifestyle is tarnished. We start feeling pompous about ourselves, and we feel, yep, we're in the big life now. We don't have to give a shit about anything anymore. Trust me, when you get up here, there's a lot more you have to worry about. Welcome to YouTube creation. You're in hell. But it's whether you can enjoy that hell or not. And personally, I'm really enjoying it. There's a lot of troubles. There's a lot of contingencies that happen along the way that you have to plan out. But if you can do that, if you can get over all those negative things, you're set. You can conquer anything. And whether that be you go onto a famous website that calls you out for being violent or a rapist, etc., when you know you're not, you're set. Again, you're set. You're all good. Which is what I encourage everybody in here. So, I know I'm rambling a lot, but I haven't had the chance to speak. I've got a lot that needs to get off my mind. I've had an anxiety pain for the past 2 weeks now. It's been very ferocious, but it's because I never really get to bring out the positive side. I'm always sat complaining at my desk like, my life is worthless. Why am I doing this? I'll unsubscribe from myself at this rate. But we all have those shitty parts of the year. We all do. We're perfectly inclined to have it. Never shove it on the internet, though, because they will tear you apart. I know that for a fact. Just don't do it. It's not needed. Instead, you should go to like your friends or your family, people who are very close to you who can take the hits, because, you know, they're there to take the hits. Not their primary premise, but it's some part of a key thing. When they're a friend, they'll stand by you regardless. And I've happened to meet a lot of those friends, and I'm really happy that I can live in this life right now. So yes, I'm going to be around the world. I'm going to be in California, Pennsylvania, Scotland, Birmingham, Dublin, maybe. And we might be living in America next year, so I mean, we've got a lot to do this year. That's why we've been trying to sort those out as well as a server that I'm making so that, you know, my edits can go and you can get, you know, all the individual files can go to my editor and all of it can be fixed for you guys, so whilst I can maintain a bit of relaxation, do some live streams, do some animation. By the way, we have got a new animator now on our team. He's a new member, and you'll get to see him a hell of a lot more in the future because the reality series will be making a big return. We'll start be doing those once every month, and it won't be animated by me because I've lost it. I've lost it. But I know this is going on for so long, and you guys have got places to be, so I'm gonna let you be at that. So quick summary, I cannot do any more FNAF songs, but I hope that doesn't tarnish your experience on watching the rest of the songs, as nothing has changed about my formula. And as for the albums, we know the release dates, and as for everything else, we are golden. So I hope you understand. Thank you so much, guys. We're at 330,000 subscribers. I know a lot of you are subscribing for FNAF, and I know a lot of you have just seen this fresh face, but lately we've seen a lot of you who've come for the newer songs as well, so thank you very much for coming for those. You mean a lot to us that you're all watching our content. We couldn't be happier with our lives, and we couldn't be happier to do our lives for you. It's been Will Ryan of DAGames. I made a weird vlog. See you in the next one, guys. Peace out!